Bonjour everyone, Pantoufleee here today for a new video in which we're going to talk about leaks that Wargaming just gave us because it seems like they're working on a new tier 8 medium Chinese tank, and all I gotta say is that based on the statistics, this thing should be kind of broken. So today I'm gonna present to you the 122 TM, which seems to be out of space, especially knowing that with all the covers it has everything. It looks like this tank has its real aesthetics itself, and this makes it truly amazing in my opinion, because it looks like an oversized Type 59. But we're not here to talk about the design, we are here to talk about the statistics, so let's jump into it. The first thing to notice about it is that it's not necessarily a new tank. It's a tank that I've been running around in World of Tanks PC for a very long time because it was subject to an event. You could get it completely for free in World of Tanks PC. We don't know yet if it's going to be the case in World of Tanks Blitz, but I don't feel like it will be the case simply because that tank, based on its statistics, is just insane. But props for Wargaming to at least making such a cool Chinese tank, because let's say that the Chinese nation overall in Blitz is not necessarily well played simply because they are lacking quite a lot of things that are making them enjoyable, but it seems like with this tank it's subject to change. If we focus on the statistics, this is pretty much what you can expect. A crazy aim time, so same as the T-34-3, something like 2 seconds, maybe 2.3 seconds. A good alpha damage per shot because you feature a 122mm gun like its name suggests, so 400 alpha damage. A bad reload time, and by bad I mean a really bad one, because with this one you should expect something like 1.6 maybe 1.7k DPM at maximum, which is really horrific when we compare to other mediums of the same tier. An impressive gun depression, and this is a first for the Chinese, and this is what makes this tank in my opinion a little bit broken, because you feature 8 degrees, and 8 degrees is quite a lot, and it's probably going to outperform the T-34-3 simply because with all the hilly terrains we have in the game, having something that has 8 degrees of gun depression is always nice. And also an impressive armor, and this is the gun depression and the armor are 2 points I really want to insist on, and this is why we're going to take a look at the armor profile right now. Here is the mighty T22TM module based on the World of Tanks PC version, and as you can see the turret is extremely strong. But before talking about it, let's talk about the hull itself. 220mm. It's literally insane for a medium tank, simply because with such a big amount of armor you are able to bounce most of the mediums using regular shells quite easily, and if you angle it, it becomes even worse for your enemies to be able to penetrate. You still have the possibility of hitting the weak spot, but even the weak spot, the lower part of the hull, is still 200mm thick. Now, of course, you have the 2 cupolas, and those are the special weak spots you are going to aim at. But I want to remind you one thing. This tank aesthetic means that it has a huge bar right there, which is kind of going to hide those cupolas. It's not going to be counted as spaced armor, as you can see on the model, but at least it will be able visually to hide the weak spots your tank has. On top of that, as you can see, the 8 degrees of gun depression doing God's job, simply because when you use them, yeah, you climb up to something that not a lot of people will be able to penetrate. Now, if we take a look at the turret armor beside the 2 cupolas, you will see that you are quite strong because you have 280mm of thickness. And I think Wargaming is going to rework on that to make it a little bit lower. I'm 100% sure of that, and same for the hull of the tank, because otherwise this thing is definitely the new mouse of tier 8. Now for the rest of the tank, as always, it's quite easy to get penetrated, but hey, it's supposed to have armor at the front, not on the sides. But props for the tank to at least have from time to time, especially here, some spaced armor, even if in the end it's not going to bounce quite a lot because your effective millimeters of armor is only at 105. By now, in case you did not get what the playstyle is going to be about, it's simply being held down or only showing your turret to your opponents, or trying some peekaboo, because with your crazy aim time doubled with your crazy armor, it's definitely a tactic you want to try out, especially with 8 degrees of gun depression. And I truly think that this tank is going to overshadow the T-34-3 simply because when you take a look at the statistics, it's literally an overall better T-34-3. Because when you compare both of them, this one has worse reload time, a better gun depression, and a better armor. My personal opinion over this new tank is that it's going to destroy the purpose of the T-34-3, because the only advantage this thing you're seeing right there has more than the other one that is coming is literally the reload time. And it's going to be played by maybe 1 or 2 seconds at max, which is of course a huge change, but when you see all the advantage you will have playing the 122 TM, I don't see the point of playing the T-34-3 anymore. So yeah, it seems like Wargaming is power creeping the Mighty One, but it's not necessarily a problem as nearly nobody was playing it anymore, except maybe in funny game modes like Uprising or Mad Games, but beside that, the T-34-3 was not a popular tank among the community, which is a shame because it's actually a nice tank, but it lacked of that mighty thing that makes tanks enjoyable, the gun depression, which makes them versatile. You don't have any gun depression with it, and if you're not playing on a good map that advantage you, for example here with this replay Immelsdorf, then good luck having the game of your life and good luck having some fun. Now, of course, maybe Wargaming listened to our prayers and sent us something that will have the benefit of getting some juicy gun depression, but it comes to a price. It comes to a price, and I just hope that Wargaming will not make it completely broken and will find a way to balance it, because in World of Tank PC, the tank is extremely effective. Now that being said, let's focus on when Wargaming will release it, because I talked about the tank, but I didn't talk about the release date. And it's simple, we don't have any release date. The only thing we know is that in the 8.4 update, Wargaming will test it, so you will probably see it on the battlefield pretty soon, tomorrow, in fact, simply because tomorrow is the 8.4 update. But keep in mind that if Wargaming implements it as super test in the 8.4 update, you will not get the tank probably until the 8.5, no, not the 8.5, sorry, until 5 updates, so in like, or the 8.8 or the 8.9 update. And maybe also that Wargaming is gonna hold the tank until the brand new Chinese event, the Chinese New Year event. And I'm 100% sure that this is what they're gonna do. Just check at when the Chinese New Year event takes place and you will know when you will be able to get that tank. Now, as the tank was a free reward in World of Tank PC, maybe it's gonna be the exact same in World of Tank Blitz, because with the pressure tank company is putting, Wargaming needs to give back to the players what they took in the past in order to keep their player base. So there are high chances for this tank, which on paper is amazing, to be a free-to-play reward during the Chinese event, the New Year event. So hopefully it's going to be the case, and we're gonna add one tank to our collection. Hopefully you enjoyed, guys. If that's the case, feel free to subscribe, like, and share. And personally, I'm gonna see you soon for a new video. Bye.